So a couple of days back, the Dark Souls 3 Design Works book was released, and this book contains more than 300 pages of artwork and concept arts for Dark Souls 3. And of course, it has many things that were changed from the final release of the game that correlate with some unused things in the files. I am Cinder, and today I'm going to be talking about the cut and unused content that are found in both the Design Works book and the game. So, let's go. The first thing I want to talk about is Farron's Keep. Now, as you all know, you have to put out the 3 fires in the swamp to be able to open the huge door which leads to the Abyss Watcher's boss fight, and each of these fires has an engraving above it. Now, many people were theorizing about what those engravings mean, and some people think that these are actually the 4 lords of Dark Souls 1, but they are only 3, so people began thinking maybe it is the story of Ulasil, or maybe a representation of each game, and so on. Well, it turns out there was actually a 4th engraving that had Seath the Pildrake engraved on it. So this basically confirms that these are indeed the 4 lords that you have to kill in Dark Souls 1 to be able to access the Kiln of the First Flame. Nito, the First of the Undead, the Witch of Izalith and the Bed of Chaos, the 4 Kings, and Seath the Scaleless. Also, the symbolism in it is very accurate as you take their fiery souls to open the door to the final area in Dark Souls 1, and here in Dark Souls 3 you seem to put out these flames to open this huge door that also resembles the Kiln's door. Also, one more thing in Farron's Keep is the arena of the Abyss Watchers. If you look closely, the arena looked a lot different than one we have right now. It seems that the original design had a lot of dust and spider webs and a lot more detail than we got in the game. Next I want to talk about is Loriens' Greatsword. Now, if you didn't notice already, the icon for Loriens' Greatsword actually looks nothing like the original sword. The grip of the sword is crooked and the blade is kind of twisted from the grip, and the pommel looks different. Now, in the concept arts of Lorien, the original sword is actually used, and by using 3ds Max and a couple of Dark Souls 3 sword models, I was able to recreate what the sword actually looked like before they changed its design. And also I put it in Dark Souls 1 because why not? Next is Ashes of Ariandel, and I want to specifically talk about the boss arena of Father Ariandel and Sister Frida. The arena originally had some of the roof broken with snow and sunlight entering the arena, and some of the pillars are broken. This looks so much cooler than the original arena we got, and just imagine the boss fight with snow entering and hiding Elfrida with effects like Gale's boss fight at the end of the Ringed City. It would have been so much more epic. Also, there is an image of the snake doll with a clear shot of her face, but they didn't have a reference to the name of this doll. Also, as we are mentioning the DLC locations, the building that everyone wants to know what it is, in-game it is only called as the Mausoleum. But in the book and the Japanese version of the game, it is called the Royal Mausoleum or the Royal Temple. We still don't know exactly what it is, but I'm kind of working on a theory from in-game assets and previous games on what it truly is. Next is the Kiln of the First Flame and the Soul of Cinder. It seems like they wanted the Kiln in Dark Souls 3 to look a little bit more like Dark Souls 1's Kiln, and especially the starting part of it. There is also a concept art of some weird variation of the Soul of Cinder, and it is apparent from the top of the helmet as it doesn't have these spike looking things and it has a long piece of cloth coming out of it. I like to think of this as a female version of the Soul of Cinder, but who knows. Next is something that is already in game, but I think the original purpose was different, which is the Smouldering Lake. In the original concept, I believe they wanted this location to be the Chaos Flame infused with the Ash Lake, and you can totally see it from the concept art, and the arch trees which are everywhere. You can actually see Ash Lake and the city of Izalith from the Tomb of the Giants in Dark Souls 1, and if we take the Catacombs of Karthus as a representation of the Tomb of the Giants, it makes total sense that they sorta overlapped and the Smouldering Lake was the result. Now, I really want to thank everybody for 30,000 subscribers. This year has been one of the best years of my entire life, and you were the ones who made all of this possible. I am thinking of many ideas on what to do for a 30,000 subscriber special, and I have made a poll that you can see by clicking on the info icon in the top right corner to vote on what you want to see, or you can choose other and write down in the comments what you would like to see. I would really love what you guys would want me to do. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.